Took me a moment, but we're finally here in Riomaggiore, Italy. Yeah, bella, as they would say. It's very beautiful. Yeah, I waited the right place, right time to do a review, my long-term review of the Fujifilm X-T5. I've had this camera for about 2 years now, but I've been shooting Fujifilm for a while now. I started with my sister's X-T1, and after shooting with her X-T1, I got the X-H1, then I got the X-H2S when that came out. Played with like the GFX systems, X-Half, we shot a short film on the GFX 102. But this one, for me in particular, was special. Actually, to get funding to do my short film, I actually sold a lot of my other camera gear. And then this was the camera of choice to replace those cameras. The Hasselblad, I lost that, and the Ricoh. So this was, for me, was like a best of both worlds for what I needed for what the camera to do. And I think this is like the best street photography camera, but also for details, for doing portraits, a best travel camera. Yeah, right now, yeah, I was only traveling with this X-T5, my other video cameras, then I have my contacts. Typically, I would have to bring a big bag for my other film cameras, but I was like, let's just do with the X-T5 and the TVS. And it has been the perfect companion for me. I went to the Philippines with it, I went to Italy. Right now, I went to Paris with it. This is, there would be a day I would just like have it under rope strap on this. Yeah, this is the Peak Design rope strap. I think it's perfect. I could just like do that. Yeah. After 2 years of having it and using it, the time I have, I think it's a great size, but it's not Ricoh GR small or compact. It's also not as big as the Hasselblad, even though it's kind of small for a medium format, but it's still, you don't want to be carrying around that in like a bike or something. And this is kind of like, I'm not as worried, but yeah. Also, one thing I think doesn't get talked about as much is its battery life. I think it's really, really good. It uses the W235, which is actually one of the best batteries. Compatible with the X-H2S, the GFX system. And I remember it not releasing with the battery grip, and I was like, why is there no battery grip? How are you going to shoot longer? And then, after my experience using it, I can actually go on a whole shoot just using one battery, and only end up using like 2 bars, even 1 bar sometimes. And that's for like 500 shots, which is insane. It's insane how efficient and fast the performance is on this camera. I remember going out on the blizzard in New York when that happened. 2 times I went out. I was out for like 8 to 10 hours that day. And yeah, I think I only hit 2 bars, only used 2 bars on those 2 separate shoots. I kind of understand now why they didn't add the battery grip. And I think the specialty too, what I really like about this camera is the ergonomics. It's like a film camera, Fujifilm. But my favorite part of it is like, you can actually very much, like, I could just, especially with this rope strap, I could very much just do this. And then I could see, my ISO dial, my shutter speed dial, my EV, my exposure compensation dial, my aperture. I think this is really why a lot of people love the X-T5. And what I come to realize is the X-T5 is, yeah, I think this is a street photography, anyone's camera. I feel like it's also a good camera to learn about the settings. Yeah, because like, instead of having to rely on the screen, you can actually, I just like look down and I can see what setting I am without opening the screen. And I think that is very, very useful. And it is like a film camera where, manual dials, but you can still do aperture priority, shutter priority, and program auto on this. But, I think once you get used to the settings, it's, I don't know, it's flawless. And I love the recipes. I think the community, all have like different recipes. And I, for one, have been using 4. There's like my Leica-like one, and there's my T-Max 100 one, and then Batang 90s. I got it from Daisales. There's also my Velvia 100F one. Yeah, I really love the colors, especially the recipes I've put on it. Once you get used to that workflow, you actually, I have more time to shoot now, but less and less time to edit, which is great. Most photos, I'm like, I'm happy with how the colors, like the recipe I put on it. And then, of course, if there's something that needs to be fixed, I could always get the raw. But yeah, this made me want to shoot JPEG more and more. Before, when I started having been really used to the Fuji recipes, I was like, maybe I have to do edit. And then it'd take me, hours to cull the photos and then edit each photo. But this time, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's like a film camera. I'm gonna switch to black and white and color. Very, very amazing camera. Yeah, all I can say in a long-term review, should you get the XT series if you were the one to buy? I would say yes. I mean, it really depends. I feel like it's really functional, compared to the other camera lines because I've tried most of them. And the XT5 is nice. I mean, almost the same. It's the same sensor. It's just like different ergonomic. It really depends on what type of shooter you are. For me, since I'm used to the SLR system, I just keep it. The XE5, the XS20 is also good. It's like that's good for video. The XS20, XH2S, and the other cameras. But yeah, this is my photo camera. I do video on it sometimes, but I guess since I've been spoiled with the XH2S, I sold that 2 years ago. But that one has OpenGate and ProRes. This one doesn't, but it can still do 6.2K, but it crops it, I think, by 1.2 times or 1.3. But it's still usable. I think it's still amazing. I've just gotten, affixed this as my photo camera and then have other cameras. But yeah, this is me and my review of the Fujifilm X-T5. Found the perfect place, perfect timing. Took a moment, but I think it was great. At least I got to play with it more. Yeah, I can't wait for the XE6, or maybe I'll keep it if ever, whenever that comes out. But from Italy, I would say arrivederci, and I'll see you in the next one.